Yes, good morning children. So this is slide just to summarize what we had learned in under plant breeding in the previous 3 classes. So just a quick summary of what you have learned and very important points to be noted. So we had studied about plant breeding for developing resistance to insect pest. In that told you the resistance of certain host crop plants may be due to morphological, biochemical or physiochemical characteristic that has I explained in the previous classes. So some examples of the insects and the worms which infect the plants and how they develop the resistance I have given over here. So just see, that is in cotton, jesseeds are the main insects which affect and the cotton plants, but it leads to the cotton plants develops resistance to this insect by having hairy leaves. Next you can see there are the insect which will be affecting, which normally infects the wheat is nothing but stem sawfly, which also the plant wheat causes it develops resistance to that insect by having a very solid stem. And there is another variety of cotton plant which has smooth leaved and nectarless, the flower doesn't produce any nectar, even it will not attract due to that is because of the presence of this characteristic, it will not attract bollworms. Then in maize variety, which is normally the insect which infect them is attack them is stem borers. So that can be also the maize itself, it causes resistance due to when it has high quantity of aspartic acid and low nitrogen content in maize plant causes resistance to stem borers. Now you can see some pictures over here, the pictures of normal, that is some common insects which affect the crops. Lacewing, ladybird, very commonly it is found in our garden also, praying mantis, grasshopper, spider, all these variety. If you have a nice garden, dragonfly, you can see all that in your garden itself. So these are the insects which will be affecting and also it leads to the crop destruction. So in order to avoid all this, India has developed certain varieties. Okay, so first one is mustard. Example is very important. That is Pusa Gaurav is one variety of hybrid of mustard developed, which has a resistance towards the insect pests such as aphid. Flat bean, there are two different varieties of hybrid varieties of plants of flat breed is developed, which is Pusa Sem 2 and Pusa Sem 3, which develops the resistance towards the insect, that is jesseeds, aphid and fruit borer. Another one example is bhindi or lady's finger. Two hybrid varieties are developed such as Pusa Savani and Pusa A4, and they have the resistance towards the insect, shoot and fruit borer. Then I told you that is what is meant by hidden hunger. Though people have lot of many people, they don't have proper food and all, but those are having the food also, it is deficient from many micronutrients, protein and vitamin. So that is known as hidden hunger. That is a food variety which doesn't have certain important nutrients in it. That leads to hidden hunger. And since they cannot afford to buy fruits, legumes, fish, meat, etc. So it leads to the deficiency of proteins, certain vitamins, minerals in their food. So that leads to so many deficiency diseases like night blindness, then scurvy or beriberi. Then also if iron is less in it, it leads to the anemia. So there is another alternative method, it is known as biofortification. In this method, the plants are being bred or breeding of plants with higher levels of vitamins and minerals or higher protein and healthier fats. It is a mean to improve the public health. And what are the main objectives? It improves the protein content, oil content, vitamin content and micronutrient and mineral content in a hybrid variety of the plant. So which are these examples are very important. Example of hybrid varieties, this is an example of Atlas 66. It's an hybrid variety of wheat. So this wheat, it has been developed, it has high protein content, has been used as a donor for cultivating other wheat plants. Then another example is iron fortified rice variety has been developed by Indian Agriculture Research Institute, and also this institute has developed various vegetable crops which is enriched with vitamin A like carrots and spinach, vitamin C, bitter gourd, batua, it's a spinach like plant, green leafy vegetable, and tomato has been developed by IARI, New Delhi. Then we had discussed about the tissue culture. Tissue culture is nothing but it's a process of generating whole plant from explant, any plant of the part of the plant taken out and grown under sterile condition. It should not be contaminated. Okay, in a nutrient medium, that is known as tissue culture. And the capacity, this is an example, you can see the picture, it's an example of a tissue culture where the hybrid variety, that is plants are grown, so and the cell is taken from any other part of the plant. The capacity to generate a whole plant from any cell is known as totipotency. And the nutrient medium, that is, this is a nutrient medium here, nutrient medium will provide, it should have carbon, that is carbon source such as sucrose, inorganic salts. It have inorganic salts which is rich in iron, then it can be rich in calcium and all which is needed. Vitamins will be present in it, A, C, etc. Amino acid, lysine and all that which is being put into that nutrient medium, and as well as the growth regulators which help the cells to divide faster, that is auxins and cytokinins. Then we had seen that this method of producing under tissue culture, large number of plants through tissue culture is known as micropropagation. The plants produced from this tissue culture are identical to the original parent which they are grown. So the plants which are grown, they are known as soma clone, because the hybrid variety which is grown, it resembles it has a similar genetical characteristics as the parent. And the main application of tissue culture which I told you is that is a recovery of healthy plants from the diseased plant. The diseased plants which are infected with virus can be grown by tissue culture, and in this main very important method, it is known as meristem culture. The virus free plants can be grown from the meristem. Meristem can be obtained from the apical meristem or the axillary meristem, because this is the only part which is virus free of a virus infected plant. Then we have studied about the somatic hybridization. In somatic hybridization, we have seen that where two different that is the cell from two different varieties of plants are taken, and here the main, that is the process of fusion of protoplast or somatic cell. These are the somatic cells obtained from different species of a plant, example tomato plant and a potato plant, and they are grown in a nutrient medium in vitro. Inside a nutrient medium is known as somatic hybridization. The steps involved is, first, single cell, that is single cell is taken from the plants which has to be fused together, and their cell wall is digested by putting them in enzymes like cellulase and pectinase which dissolves the cell wall, and you will get isolated protoplast from that. Now the isolated protoplast from two cells are taken and they are put into a solution known as PEG or polyethylene glycol. The main function of polyethylene glycol is to dissolve the cell membrane, and it helps in the fusion of the two cells, one cell from plant cell A and then from plant cell B, and then it gives to a somatic hybrid. Alright, so isolated protoplast from two different varieties of plants are taken and they are fused in polyethylene glycol to obtain a hybrid protoplast, and that can be grown into a new plant, and this process is known as somatic hybridization. Here you can see the picture of that is tomato plant, where the tomato is grown on the upper part of the plant and the potato is grown on the lower part of the plant. This is another one, and many more experimental that is technique has been done to develop plants like banana, apple and all by this method, that is known as somatic hybridization. So I think these slides and the classes will help you to learn better. Please be very thorough with your NCERT textbook, learn it and see the questions. Try to solve the question papers of previous years, and very important concept in that is dairy farming. Then you have apiculture, pisciculture, the differentiate between, then which I told biofortification, then tissue culture, somatic hybridization, examples of the plant which is bred for improving food quality, insect free and disease resistant plants. So hope you have understood this chapter very well. Thank you.